BYU head gymnastics coach Brad Cattermole. Coach, welcome to BYU Sports Nation.
Well, thank you. I'm glad to be here.
All right, big time matchup to open up the season. It's a rivalry, the Deseret Duel. So when you face a team like Utah, what are you telling your girls when they face one of the top programs in the country?
We face a lot of top programs, and Utah is one of the top every year, and they're a great team to compete against. We just enjoy being in the gym with them and competing, and the reality in gymnastics is we're looking for a score. And if we hit all of our routines and score as well as we can, that's what we're after, because that's what, in essence, gets you into the postseason and gives you your best chance at nationals and that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So the win and the loss is nice, but a big score is really what we're looking for.
And that's what I grew to come to understand a couple years ago when I was doing the play-by-play for gymnastics, which I really enjoyed and grew to love it, was it's interesting because you're competing against yourself, mostly. It's not about winning and losing per se, although at the end of the year you want to have a higher score than the other team.
Oh, totally. The one you have to win is the national championship. I mean, that's the one where a score doesn't count. I mean, it's just a win or a loss. But getting there, you've got to have the high scores to get positioned well and to do well at the end of the season. You just need those big scores. So we're looking right from the beginning to score as well as we can. And I think if we do the best that we can, then we've accomplished our purpose, and if we win, that's a great thing. I mean, it's not like we go in there going, I sure would like to lose. You know, we go into these meets going, we want to win every meet that we're in. Yeah. But we more want to get that big score. You know, if the choice is a win or a 197, I'll take the 197, because is what really does it for you, you know, as the season goes on. That's what gets you ranked. I mean, win-losses are fun to talk about, but score is what gets you ranked and gets you to regionals and gets you to nationals and so on.
Yeah, as nice as the head-to-head designation can be, it's definitely a journey throughout the whole season. You keep bringing up we want to score high and score well. You dropped a 197, which is an outstanding score for a team. The pinnacle is 200. If you were perfect, you would score 200.
50 in 4 different events.
It's interesting the way they break those down. When you think about it, 200 would be perfect, and I don't know anybody's ever done that. If you average 9.9, you score 198. Okay, so 197 is good. 196 is kind of that score everybody looks for and thinks that's a good score. 195 is a good score to get started with. A lot of teams start with 194s and that, and you know the idea is just to start as well as you can and then try to build on that. Try to get a better score every time you're out. So it becomes a competition almost against yourself. Yeah. You know, trying to get, if you got a 9.85 in the last meet, you want to get a 9.9 in this meet. And if all of the girls do that, then we tend to do well as a team.
Give us an idea of how much practice time you're putting in on a weekly basis going into a meet.
Practice in gymnastics is probably one of the things that are time spent in the gym or in actual practice. We do a lot more than most sports. Most sports have to view video and do stuff like that. We just work out. I mean, they're probably, well, they're in the gym, or they're either in the gym or they're in the weight room 4 hours a day, 5 days a week, through the whole season.
You have 20 hours like the other sports.
We have 20 hours,
practice.
But we don't have a whole lot of it dedicated to, you know, looking at what the other team is doing. We don't have any defense. We're not going to tackle anybody in the middle of a floor routine.
Defense!
You know?
That would be awesome.
Chanting that Friday.
Yeah, there is no defense in gymnastics. It's just get out there and do the best you can. And when the girls get to the point where they just show up and compete and stop worrying about all the little things that go on, because, I mean, it's you against the equipment. You know, and if you get up there and do what you're capable of doing, you do well. And if you make a little mental mistake, the other side of the thing is, if you make a mental mistake in kind of like a team sport, there's other people that, you know, kind of have your back. If you fall off the beam, you fall off the beam and the whole world knows it. So you can't hide, you know, I missed a block or I didn't defend that guy well. It's, you know, you either did it or you didn't.
Yeah. No pressure.
Yeah.
Brad Cattermole, the head gymnastics coach at BYU, with us on BYU Sports Nation. Big time matchup on BYUtv this Friday night, 9 Eastern, 7 Mountain, against the University of Utah, ranked 6th in the country. Coach, what kind of an atmosphere and reception do you expect at the Marriott Center?
Well, with the live TV and all that, I think it's going to be great. It's always fun. I mean, when you have Utah in, it's always fun. And I think it'll be kind of an electric atmosphere. People are excited to get going. The girls are excited to get going. It's always fun. It's not, people think in gymnastics, you know, they ought to be really quiet, you know, because they're on the beam there. The girls don't want that. They want them yelling as loud as they can all the time. At nationals, you know, people are so loud at nationals, the beam buzzes. They say it buzzes under their feet. Wow. So that's kind of what, you know, that's the atmosphere we'd like to have.
Fantastic, Coach. Hey, great to have you. Would you please sign our BYU Sports Nation Rise Up flag before you go?
I will do that.
We want everybody to sign our flag that makes their debut on the show. And we would also like to give you some BYU Sports Nation karma to go out and try and get that 196 on Friday.
Great.
All right.
I'll get this thing signed.
Fantastic. Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.